Braxton and I are heading up to elk camp. Just got done filling up at Maverick and making our maiden voyage up to Loman. You excited, man? I'm really excited because this is the first time that you're coming with me ever on opening week and the first time of the year. So I'm super stoked. So I'm driving Corey side by side right now. Had to go pick it up at Steve's. Heading to camp. It's getting dark and Braxton's driving the truck up. I want to make sure that no one's there at this camp spot before we get all the way up there. If not, we're going to have to go to the other camp spot. If that's taken, we're going to have to go back down to Steve's. Pretty late, it's 9:27. So we're getting there a little later than what I really wanted to, but you know, it is what it is. We were looking at the cameras last night, the film, and elk were getting in there about 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So we're gonna try to go in there, walk in, and see what we can find. It's starting to rain a little bit. Wasn't supposed to be raining this morning, which means that little bit of rain that we're supposed to be getting, we're probably going to get a lot of. So anyways, we're going to see what we can do, and if it gets too rainy, we'll just come back. But wish us luck. Good morning. Successful hunt. We were in the blind, as you can see right behind me, right there. There's a road that comes right here, and they came right up behind us. Got about 20 yards out. She's got a cow down. So I shot her over there, about right up here. She ran all the way around to right here, where I'm going to be processing her. Braxton got within 5 yards of the little spike, and it saw us. We're so freaking close. So close. Almost got him a spike. But we're going to quarter her out. That's one road. That's right there. And that's another road right up here, about 30 yards out. So not a very hard hike at all. Not a very bad pack out. We've been looking at this place. I knew it was going to be a honey hole. We've got 2 wallows right down here. This is where we come up when we were actually morel hunting. Every morning they come in. So I'm going to try to quarter her out, and then we will probably winch her out, so then that way there's no carcass in here, so then that way we can have Braxton and Corey hunting here. But this is a honey hole. This is freaking awesome. And there's 4 units that converge right into this one little spot. And it's pretty awesome. I'm not going to tell you where, but we harvested an elk, and that's what it's all about. We were almost out of meat, but now the work begins. So what were you thinking when you saw that bull, like right next to you? What were you thinking?
I was just trying to see it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
And then it came out from like the bushes and you saw its head? It was pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was focusing on it.
So close. But there's about 30 head in here, so who knows? Anyways, we got some work. Woo, I tell you what, guys, that was a lot of work. But you know what? It could have been a lot worse, and it was actually not too bad, but look at that. So when we got here, this tree was actually the supporting tree for that pole right there, and it broke. So we had to makeshift this one. So anyways, it worked out pretty good, but we've got the meat hanging now. Braxton's over here checking out the huge drop off. So we can hunt over here and we can camp right there. We can't hunt over there. So it's kind of crazy, but man, that was a really, really cool experience. We got up at 3:30 this morning, got everything ready because they were coming in around 4 or 5, and they would have if it wasn't raining, but it started raining really, really bad. And so we decided that we were going to go sit in the blind. I didn't want to go in there because if they were down on the bottom, and bedded down, I didn't want to scare them up. But it was raining so bad that I was like, dude, I don't want to be super wet, and I don't want Braxton to be super wet. And I was like, let's go to the blind. So we sat the blind, and then as soon as the rain let up, as soon as it stopped raining, and I cow called, just a small little mew, and then just a tiny, tiny, very young bull, they came crashing through. And I wish Braxton would have been able to get that little bull. Have it on video. You guys, you just saw it, and man, he was this close. And then the cow, and I'm like, I gotta smoke the cow because we need meat. We lost quite a bit of meat. Actually, someone unplugged their freezer, so we needed the meat, and sure enough, we got it, and there she is. Saturday morning, and we have Sunday and Monday to hunt for Braxton and Corey. See if we can make it happen. Shot a cow first morning. It was pretty crazy. And I had a whole bunch of squash juice beforehand. We're getting ready to head out again to go try to get one for Braxton and Corey. And here you go. Boom. Here's some more squash juice for you. 1 scoop, probably like half a scoop. This stuff's like super powerful. So I'm gonna put it in my cup here, my trusty water bottle. And I'm gonna shake her up. And just like that, you got some squash juice. Oh, that's good, man. Oh. Get yours today, squashnut.com. If you're hunting, good luck. Morning, guys. 10 o'clock, and it rained all night long on us, but we got some really cool rooftop tents, so we stayed dry, stayed warm. It's 10 o'clock, and as you can tell, we are definitely not dressed in our hunting clothes because you can't see but 5 feet in front of you. So we're sore from yesterday. So Braxton, where are we going?
Hot Springs.
We're gonna go to the hot springs. And we're gonna get medicated on natural mineral water. Corey loves being on camera. Can we make it any more awkward? I think he just made it awkward, but I liked it. Oh, even better. Hey, have you ever heard that you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose?
Yeah, you can.
This guy doesn't get the memos. Anyways, Corey got into a really sweet bull last night.
Big bull.
Tell us about it.
So Brandon let out a bugle in the most random spot just to see if we can locate, and he kept saying he heard one, which I couldn't hear anything over the exhaust on the side-by-side. So once it finally calmed down enough, we located where the bull was, went and worked him a little bit, and tried to get him to come down into us. He came in probably, what, 100 yards?
Probably.
And then just decided to go up the mountain, and I wasn't going to give up on letting him just walk away. I was going to make him mine. And so I chased him all the way up the mountain, screaming back and forth with him. I got him at 25 yards in the buck brush, but he was, all you could see was his antlers. I got him again at 50 yards, full frontal. Right as I went to release, he barked at me and took off running. Never saw me though. And then I got him again at 80 yards, full broadside, with an entire herd of cows, and they were going frantic because I pulled all the cows away from him. And then
literally was chock full of elk, and we had probably 5 or 6 bulls that we were working. He was the biggest one, and then we had his satellite bulls, and then we had a couple of little bit 5x5s, and then the raghorn. So if it gets any better today and this fog lifts and it stops raining, we're gonna go try to work them again, see what we can do to try to get Braxton and Corey a nice bull. But this place where we're at, we're not telling you where we're at, but we found the honey hole and it is awesome. And there's like nobody here. Day number 2 for Corey, day number 2 for Braxton, and it was raining all morning, so we decided that we were going to go to the hot springs and then go get some pizza at this awesome like bar place in town in Loman. And the rain has subsided, and so we are now all dressed and ready to go, and we're going to go see if we can go catch that big bull that we were on last night. Hopefully get something for this guy right here. And hopefully get something for this guy. Braxton's all ready. Check him out. Corey, I don't think it gets any better than that, my friend. That view behind you is amazing.
The only way it gets better is put my wife in that picture.
No, no, not for me. That would be weird if it was for me.
Teach them.
Huh. Braxton, what do you think? Do you think that would look a lot prettier if Corey's wife was in it?
A lot prettier than it is now.
Thanks, Brax.
We're heading out, and Corey, what are you drinking?
Squatch juice. Gotta get your squatch on.
There you go. We're gonna need that for our hike because we're going way up here at the top. Guys, right here is probably the biggest rub I have ever seen. This bull is massive. Go check it out. This thing is crazy. Look at the size, and this is fresh. You can still see the sap. This is last night or this morning. I'm not joking. That is the biggest rub I have ever seen. This bull is huge. Well, guys, after a very successful hunt and the weather kicking our trash, as you can see, it's still super foggy in here. Day 2 now, super foggy. We are going to get packed up and we are going to go home. Got to go take this meat and drop it off to our place that we usually go called Jocelyn's down at Middleton. And then we just got to get this all picked up and whatnot. So, but it's such a great camping spot and location. You can't see it, but this is overlooking a huge drop off and a whole bunch of mountains behind us. It's absolutely stunning. Not to mention, you can see some of the meat and where it's hanging. So it's been there since Friday, but it's been cold. I think it got down to like 37 last night. So should be good. It's just been super, super wet. Corey tried making a fire last night. but it's just been pouring the last 2 days. So we see our opportunity now, and we're gonna get packed up and try to head out of here. But it was super successful. And right back here, where you can't see it, but those big old mountains is where we ran into that big bull, and that's where we're gonna go. And when we come back next weekend and try to work that. So the nice thing is we know that it has not been pushed. There's hardly anybody in here. I don't think there's anybody in here except for road hunters for chuckers and deer. We went way back in there, and we saw black bear and a pretty nice mule deer that was a forky, still in velvet. But yeah, so it was actually pretty fun. And then look at these guys back here. You look at them. Corey gets awkward on camera. I don't know why, but
Takes the camera off me real quick.
no, I'll put it back on you. But anyways, it was super successful. Hope you guys have a successful hunt as well. And we'll be back up next weekend. So guys, I'm driving down this mountain and I'm sitting here thinking, it's been 4 years now since my dad's passed. And it's been kind of a wild ride ever since he's passed. I've always harvested an animal right around either his birthday or literally right around his anniversary of his death. And I can't help but feel and think about this and be like, I think that he was there. I know that he was there. I think that he had a hand in it, a play in it. And I miss my dad a lot. And I was talking to my brother TJ, and we were on top of this mountain, and no name mountain, where we ran into 4 herds of elk, and they just didn't want to play, but they don't have any pressure at all. They don't have any humans up in there. This place that we found is quite nice, to tell you the truth. Totally a different vibe from what we're used to with running into hunters 4, 5, 6 a day, camping on top of each other. So this is pretty awesome. But when I was sitting there in the blind that morning that I harvest my elk, I couldn't help but feel my dad's presence. And I knew that he was there. He loved to hunt, and he loved thunderstorms, and he loved being in the mountains. And I had my boy with me, Braxton, and it was raining and thundering and lightning all morning before we had to go get in the blind. We were kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and we finally made it to the blind and waited it out. But I knew that he was there, and that was something that he would have loved to be a part of. And all I can say, guys, is, you know, when you have your parents or your loved ones, make sure that you hold on dear. Make sure that you do everything you can to spend time with them. Time is way too short and too precious, and that's something that you can't control and buy more of, is time. So I wish I had more time with my dad. I wish I had more time with him in the mountains, what we love doing best. I learned a lot of what not to do from my dad hunting. That guy was always never prepared. It was so funny. But all I just can say is, you know, having my dad here, having my son here, and then having my best friend Corey Blackner here with me has been, on the anniversary of my dad's passing, has been nothing but just a sheer bliss and sheer blessing. We just want to give a couple of huge shout outs to some of the great companies that we're representing. We have Hoyt, that's the RX4. I absolutely love it. And then we have the Bugling 2 by Rocky Mountain. And we have Bow Spider, the easiest and best way to get your bow in and out of a sling. And then my pack by Black Creek Outfitter Gear. And of course, Squatch Juice. It is the most healthy and efficient way to get up and down the mountain. And of course, we have a Bowtech bow. So make sure that you have the right equipment when you're going out for these hunts.
All right, so Corey's to my left, and we've got a whole herd of elk coming in. I'm hoping that he's going to be positioned enough to be right there in the opening, because these things are coming in, and they're coming in quick. And they've got some big ones. They're coming in right now. 60, 70 head. Guys, you can't tell, but he's either a 7x8 or a 7x7. He's huge.
All right, guys, it's Danton's turn. So you guys all know we took Braxton up here about 2 weeks ago, and I got my elk, and then we were able to get Braxton on an elk like 10 yards. And this weekend, it's gonna be a quick weekend, but I got my other son Danton with me. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're gonna try to go get him a bull. We've been super lucky so far that no one's found this place, that no one's really seen it. So we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have to go see if we can go get him on one of those bulls. I don't think, do you really care what size of bull you get?
Not really. I just want a pair of horns on my wall.
He just wants a pair of horns on his wall. So they've had a couple of nice, you saw a 4x4 and a nice 5x5 and then some spikes in there. So we'll see what we can do. If he doesn't get one this weekend, we're gonna come back up in October with the rifles and see what we can do to get something then. So anyways, wish us luck. On by the time you get your stuff, you should grab it out. There you go, getting right into camp. All right, guys, so we got up here, and as soon as we turned in to go to camp, what was there, Danton?
Pretty big cow.
A huge cow. I'm thinking it was the same cow that was here 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I mean, you never know, but I'm pretty sure it was. But as soon as we got here into camp, that cow was still here. So we just got him sighted in to 30, which means I know that his 40 and his 50 will be on. But we're gonna really kind of hope that we can get them closer and then see what we can do. But he's shooting off just a little bit, huh?
Yep. Keep forgetting to aim a little bit to the left.
Yep. So it's gonna get really cold tonight, guys. It's gonna get down to like, I think 38 up here. So we've got the buddy heater and everything right there all set up in the tent. And then we're just gonna go right up in here. That's where they're all at. That's where they've been for the last 2 weeks. So Corey's coming up, you can hear him. These diesels, man, are so loud when they're tuned and whatnot. So anyways, we're gonna have a good time, guys. It's gonna be a really good weekend. So we're gonna try to go up here and bag him an elk and bag Corey an elk. But I mean, literally, guys, you cannot beat this view.
Not even close.
Like, gosh, dang it. I love it up here so much.
Okay. So Danton and I, we're set up right here on the ridge. We've got a bull. We got multiple bulls behind us, or below us. And then we got a whole bunch of cows below us. I'm pretty sure it's the same herd that we've seen every night for the last 3-4 weeks. And they just stay in the bottom. So we're trying to pull them up. So, wish us luck. We got Corey over there. And we got us right here. So, hopefully we can tag team something and get something. So it'd be kind of nice. So I'm hoping we can get him in closer.
All right, after a long day of hunting, we had a pretty successful hunt. We had a nice little almost 5 bull, but the one beam was completely busted off, and you could totally tell he was kicked out of the herd. But we ended up getting some wild chicken. If you guys don't know what that is what it is. So me and Danton are gonna have a really good dinner. We just cooked it over the fire, and now we're going to feast. Oh yeah. All right, guys, so we're heading out. It's Sunday, gotta head back. But tell us a little bit about what happened last night, Dan.
Okay. So, we were pretty close to getting a bull. It was right there, and it was coming towards us, and Corey decided to take a shot at it from 55 yards away, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Somewhere around that. And missed, and it ran off, skedaddled, and then, like, stopped, and then just
Kind of circled back around.
Yeah.
So the setup that we had was we put a decoy in the middle, and Corey and us, we were probably about 200 yards apart. And so either way, if there was a elk that came in his way, he'd get it. If an elk came in our way, we would get it.
Yeah.
And so what happened was the elk came in his way, and I think it winded him, so it started to come our way, and so it was beelining right to us. And as that happened, Corey had a broadside shot and missed it. Just happens, it's archery, and it went right underneath its neck. And when that happened, it decided that it was going to kind of run, and then we cow called and bugled, and it stopped. And then it kind of went back down, but it was about 87 to 90 yards away the whole time from Danton, and it's just too far for him to shoot. But we watched it. But it was a really cool little 5x2, and the reason why it's a 5x2 is, Danton, why was it a 5x2?
Got in a fight, we think, that day, or that night before, and it broke its antler and got kicked out of the
herd.
Yeah.
So he heard us cow calling, just mewing every once in a while, so he thought that it was probably another herd, so he was coming to check it out, because he did get in a fight with probably the big bull, broke its antler, and got kicked out of the herd. And he was a loner, never came back. But we did kill some stuff. What did we get?
2 grouse.
That's right, and we had it for dinner. There's nothing like having wild, very fresh sage grouse for dinner. Chicken while you're hunting. So now we're heading back. We're gonna go to the hot springs for a little bit, head back, and then take Chell to the airport.
I'm sitting on my porch, watching the sun going down, sipping on some squash juice, the best drink in this town. It's smooth and it's sweet, just like in my dreams. Beats any old beer, oh how good it seems. Squash juice in my hand, feeling so right. It's the drink of the gods, taking me to new heights. Squash juice, oh squash juice, you're my favorite delight. Beats beer any day and any night. Tastes like heaven, makes everything alright. Squash juice, oh squash juice, my drain's so bright. Forget about the hops, the barley, the yeast. Squash juice is the one that always brings me peace. No more bitter aftertaste, just pure bliss for me. Squash juice, my friend, forever it shall be. Underneath the stars, with squash juice in my hand, life couldn't get better, oh so grand. Squash juice, oh squash juice, you're my favorite delight. Beats beer any day.